Oh, there we go. Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, the Quantum Leap Let Light Unite. And this is March 10th, 2025. Now, today I wanted to do something very, very different. I'm actually traveling. And if my voice sounds a little bad, it's because I'm recovering from a cold. And when you understand my trip, you're going to understand why I am feeling a little congested. So I decided for the first time that I was going to fly standby, much, much cheaper. So this is my story. A lot of Murphy's, if it goes wrong, it did, but it still came out great at the end. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the story. So now I've booked two flights, one to go to Denver, and from Denver to St. Louis. And then I was going to go from St. Louis to Mount Vernon, pick up my son's car there, get it fixed, and then drive it 750 miles north. And I have not driven like this in years. So it's going to be quite an adventure. And a lot of unknown because I couldn't make any real big decisions other than this is what I've got to do. Now, where it goes from there, I have no idea. It's winging the whole trip. So, my friend who does a lot of traveling standby made the suggestion that I shouldn't book my car or my hotel until I got to the second stop in Denver before I flew to St. Louis. Cool. So, I did that. I got my hotel booked with a heated pool, by the way, and a huge bathtub. Now, why should I get excited over a bathtub? Well, my bathtub in my home, because I have a small home and a shower, it's like a 2 foot by 3 foot storage bin where I kind of squish my body into. It's functional. It works. So to get into a big bathtub, oh my heart. All right, so I booked the hotel and now I got to book my car rental and I only want it one way. Well, it was really, really confusing. Now I'm pretty tired because I had to fly out from Hawaii. And I got a car rental. And it was really weird because it said round trip. Well, I thought maybe I could fix it when I got there. And it just didn't look right because it was like a ways away from the airport. So I called them up. They were 30 miles away. They were going to charge me round trip, one way, which would have been like $1.40 extra a mile. And I just wasn't going to do it. I said, nope, not doing it. They couldn't pick me up from the airport. It was very confusing. I canceled it. So when I got to St. Louis, I called my son up and go, what do I do? He goes, well, you can take the train all the way to the end, get a bus from there or Uber, and make it to Mount Vernon. Cool. All right. So I truck down to the train and I'm talking with the security guard. Now, the security guard actually called up the metro to see what I should do. And they told me to go to the end of the line. I'll be able to catch a bus from there. Well, yeah, I was able to go to the end of the line, but no, there's no buses to go to Mount Vernon from there. And now also my phone is losing its minutes. I probably have maybe not much left. So I decided, well, I can't do that. I couldn't. It wasn't a choice. There were no buses that go there. And the train woman, which was very, very kind and nice to me, said, well, if you want to catch the Greyhound bus, you're going to have to go back 10 stops, get on the Greyhound, and then go from there. And truthfully, I'm going, oh my God, that's not going to work for me. I can't do it. No. And actually, if you can imagine, if you know me, I probably said WTF. I'm not doing it. So I literally told the woman, I can't. I just can't. I'll take Uber. And she goes, well, it might cost $100. And at this point, I don't care. I just want to get to where I needed to go. And at the end of my travels for this section was a hotel with a heated pool and a bathtub. That was my carrot. I'm going to get there no matter what. And I don't have a choice. Now it's starting to get dark, and I've never done Uber before. So the ladies on the train helped me get the Uber. Unfortunately, I put the wrong stop down. I put the stop down where the train ended, and we went up one stop. So I got out there, and of course, it was confusing with my Uber driver, and eventually we came together. What a blessing. She was awesome. So we get down to Mount Vernon, and it's about dusk. And of course, my phone is almost out of minutes to add to the drama. So I get in the car, and thank God it started. However, the dashboard was lit up like a Christmas tree. Tire problems, heating, cooling, you name it, it was lit up. But the car started. Now it had no correct registration, no sticker, it needed some work, which is why I was there. So I get in the car, and now I see that, at least I can do is put air in the tire, and I'm driving around and finally found a place to put air in. And now I'm out of minutes. Well, I have to have minutes in my phone because my hotel info was in my phone and I couldn't remember where I was going. I'm tired. Okay. I didn't write it down. So I went to an AT&T place. I figured they could at least help me charge up my phone. And as I got there and I got out, I locked the car, went in, and, they were really, really gracious. They said, sure, they can help me. Started getting my phone charged a little bit. Now, in this, I couldn't find my phone charger. I thought I lost it. Well, they figured it out, and I actually bought a new one because the old one was bad anyway. So now I go to my car, and guess what? My car's locked. The key doesn't open up the car. So now I run back into A&T store and I go, oh my God, what do I do? Should we call the police? And they go, yeah, we tried that. It doesn't work. They won't come out. But you could try a tow truck. I went, tow truck. I go, oh, I've got AAA. So we called AAA. They were out in like 5 minutes. Unbelievable. Popped the lock open. And now I get to go on my way. So I get in the car, and now, okay, I get in the car, and the where the heat is going, you know, the car was heating up. So I stopped at a gas station, bought some coolant. I don't know how to fix a car, and I don't know where to put it in, the coolant. And I was determined the first man that walked in, I was going to ask for help. And lo and behold, God sends a man in. It was great. I asked for help. He said, sure. And then I had to listen to all his car troubles, which I don't care. We're kindred spirits. He helps me put the coolant in. Now I'm 4 minutes away from my hotel, mind you. Okay. So now I get to the hotel. Yay, life is good. They have also some people, repair people, and I called one of them up. They're going to pick the car up tomorrow, do everything I needed to have fixed on the car. So they did all that, brought it back, and guess what they did? They locked it. Now I looked at the guy and I go, well, lucky for you, you can open it. So give me a holler when you got it unlocked. He went back, got his equipment, unlocked the car. And trust me, I was so grateful. I was grateful for all the help I've gotten so far. Everybody has been kind, going way out of their way. All right, so now I get in the car after all this is done, and the dashboard is still lit like a Christmas tree. So I call the people back up and I go, yeah, should I worry about this? Is there something, that really should be on? And the woman goes, I'll ask my husband and get back to you. So now she calls me up and says, oh, well, her husband said it was from everything from before and to ignore it and life will be good. And I said, I'm supposed to drive with all the lights on and just ignore it. She says, yeah. Okay. Now, that didn't sit well for me after I thought about it. And then I texted her back and said, can you possibly fix it the next day? She wrote back and said, no. Ooh. Now, I just want to add, these people were really awesome. They didn't, they were very honest. You know, they gave me an oil change, they checked the fluids, they fixed my windshield wipers, and it was only like $170, which I thought was, and they picked up and dropped off the car. I was very grateful. But now I really didn't want to drive with all those lights on. And I'm, laying in bed going, okay, God, what do I do now? Now, if y'all think that all the information you get is stuff that you can come up with on your own, well, I hate to break it to you, but spirit whispers this stuff in our ears. And I'm laying there thinking, what should I do? And then I get this thought, and I know it's not my thought. And spirit said, look, we're going in the morning to get 4 new tires. Just ask the people there to fix it. And I went, oh, okay, I like that idea. Okay, I was able to go to sleep that night. Now, I had to be at the tire place at 7:30 in the morning. That's the only time they could have to fix it. So I was up at 6:15, got all my stuff together, checked out of the hotel. I was there by 7:20. I walk in, and the man looks at me and he goes, God, I hate to tell you this, but my tire delivery didn't come in. And it could be 2 to 3 to 4 hours before they bring it in. Well, I looked at the man and I said, well, since I've already checked out of the hotel, I really don't have any place to go. I'll just hang out here till they come in. And he said, okay. Now, he had an errand to do, so he left. I talked with all the other guys. They also said they would fix my dashboard lights. Ooh, life is good. Well, I want to tell you how incredible some of these people are that I have met. This man, while he was out on his errand, picked up 4 tires from somewhere else, brought it in, so I did not have to wait. I thought that was amazing. They also checked, turned all the lights off, make sure everything, all the fluids were, okay. And on that, now I'm good to go. But now I've got to go to the DMV and get everything straightened around with the car, get new plates, insurance, the whole kit and caboodle. Well, that was fun. That took another hour, but I will say persistence pays off, and we got it all. So the car is now street legal. It looks like it has a full tank. I want to get out of town. Please, I just want to leave, start on my trip. So it was about, 12:30. Stop and got lunch at Panda Express because that's one of our favorite places to eat. And just a little sweetness of the Panda Express. When I went in there, I asked for like spicy shrimp. That would have been another 10 minutes. I said, I don't want to wait. So I picked out 2 other items. And now in the meantime, I didn't know the woman that was preparing the meal talked with somebody else, and they did something different, but I didn't know that till I'm on the road. So I'm on the road, and of course, you eat when you're on the road. So I start to, take my fork and look at what I got, and I went, whoa, they put in spicy beef. I must have got somebody else's order, but too late now. And I do like spicy food. Well, as the drive went on, I discovered that she actually had the woman give me a little bit of spicy and a little bit of orange chicken because I didn't get what I want. And I thought that was so, so kind. I have to say, there's nothing but kindness from this whole trip. And as I'm driving, I'm thinking, I go, wow, I'm sure I'm going through a lot of initiations with each challenge to see how I'm going to go through it. And I have to say, I think I passed them all pretty well. I get the right look on your face of like, oh my God, I need help. People show up. But Spirit, again, brought people to me that were very kind and very helpful. Now I'm thinking, okay, I'm going through this initiation, but what if each of these people were given a challenge also on how do they help a stranger? And I have to say, each and every one of those people passed with flying colors. No one hesitated to help me. Not one person. They just said, okay, what can I do? And I got the help. And wow, what a blessing. So now I'm driving and I got to go 750 miles north and it's 12:30. And I'm looking at the gas tank. It looks full, and I'm driving about 100 miles, and it still looks full. And then I realized that the gas gauge wasn't working. So I had no idea how much gas was in the car. And luckily, I pulled over, only had to put 11 gallons in. Well, for my car, that would have been wiped out. Called my son, asked him to look up how many how big the tank was, how many gallons of miles he got per gallon, figured it out, pressed it on the odometer so I could gauge how far I could drive. And I decided that I was going to stop off halfway and see my sister in Grand Rapids. Now, in all of this, again, my phone is dying. It wasn't charging like it was supposed to. And all I could tell it was, and I'm telling you, if it wasn't for GPS, oh my God, I am in love with GPS. I could not go anywhere now with GPS. Just to think, before we used to do all this with just maps, how we did it, I don't know. So I got the GPS on and it was great. I mean, I got to about 100 miles away from Grand Rapids. My phone was down to 2%. And all I could tell the phone is, you better get me to my sister's house or else. Don't you dare die on me. Because I mean, it's like 7, 8 o'clock at night and it's pretty dark. Well, I'm so happy to say the phone did not die. It got me to my sister's. All was good. So that was my first part of the trip. The last part was awesome. The car drove well. But I want to say that my sister's house, because she's 81 years old and on a limited income, she kept her house at 64. Now, I'm from Hawaii, y'all, and if it's under 68, I am cold. So it's like the Arctic. And I'm wearing a blanket everywhere I go in her house. So now to go to my friend's house where I was delivering the car, and he had it on um, like 80. So it was like going from the Arctic to the Sahara Desert. And I love the heat, but wow, even I had to say it's a lot of heat. But I got here okay. The car worked well. And then I will be going on to my next journey in about 6 or 7 days. And it's going to be standby, and we will wing it the rest of the trip. I'm going to be flying all over the place. I'm very excited about being able to see family and friends I've not seen for a long time. But, when you travel, and for me, I had to keep a good attitude, even though in my head, a lot of times I was going, WTF? Oh my God, WTF? What is happening? And it all worked out. Again, Spirit brought me people that were so kind and so helpful, and they didn't hesitate. All right, well, that's my trip, and I hope you enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to moving on to the next phase. And I hope y'all have a great day and good talking to you again. And we'll catch you the next time. Aloha.